Hey everyone, welcome back to Sweety High Sweet Beat TV. I'm your host, Sienna Leone, and today I am so honored to say Fatima Moien is joining me. Hi, Fatima.
Hi, Sienna.
Thank you so much for joining me. And like I said, I'm so honored you're here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, any day. But Fatima, I want to dive in here and let the fans and viewers, learn a little bit more about you. You have a very powerful story I was informed on. So do you mind sharing a little bit about that for the fans and viewers at home?
Yes, of course. Well, I had the pleasure of having my story just lightly introduced on The View, just to brag really quickly. And I mean, really, it's just your typical immigrant story. I came over from Pakistan when I was 2 years old with my mom and my brother. And my dad brought us over because we just knew that life in Pakistan was going to be full of hardships, and the educational opportunity my parents sought to the States was really what led us here. And growing up and seeing the hardships that my parents faced post 9/11, being Muslim and visibly Muslim, I knew that I wanted to be someone that I could take care of not just my family, but of my community. And so my father had always hoped that I become a lawyer, but I was just not into the law side of things. So we reached a middle ground where I would be able to go into law enforcement. Throughout high school, I was invested in criminal justice shows and CSI, Quantico. I really wanted to get into the FBI. And so that led me into receiving my bachelor's degree in criminal justice from John Jay College of Criminal Justice. But while I was studying there were times where I felt empowered. I was like, wow, I can be a woman in law enforcement, a woman of color. But my mentality started shifting very quickly when I noticed that our criminal justice system, our legal system, is flawed, and in many ways it's not necessarily set up to work out for people that look like me or people of color. And so while that was happening, while I was internally contemplating my career choices, this was during the peak of the pandemic, during the Black Lives Matter movement, the murder of George Floyd. I really just quickly realized I don't see myself as an officer. I don't see myself aligned with law enforcement. I just felt myself leaning towards serving justice in a way that really speaks to people, and in a way that I can talk to people and accurately represent them. Yeah. And so as someone that always was into writing, I found journalism as not just my refuge, but a possibility as a career. And so I then started going into researching a graduate program because I realized I have no connections to the industry. And that's what led me to my current graduate program. I'm hopefully receiving very soon, in a year, I hope, my master's in journalism. And that's what led me to the Gracies.
And now you are here, and that is why we're talking, because so exciting. This year you're being awarded and honored by the Alliance of Women in Media Foundation for the Gracie Awards Luncheon. So tell me about this, because you are alongside some amazing people that are recognized at the Gracie's Gala this year, from the Duchess of Sussex, Christina Applegate, Amanda Seyfried, Faith Hill, and so many more. So to be seen and to be acknowledged this year at the Gracie's Awards Luncheon, tell me about that and tell me how that makes you feel.
I mean, just you putting it that way, like, that is amazing. And it's funny you say that, because before I got accepted into my graduate program, I had done my research, and I'd found that many of my peers in my institution are also Gracie Award winning journalists. And I was like, what do I have to do to get to that level? And so the seed was planted in my head. And it's so crazy that, this is my first year into the graduate program in journalism, and to be an award-winning journalist on air. Just a year ago, I was begging my parents, please let me go to graduate school for journalism. Give me a year, I will prove you wrong. And so to be awarded amongst women that are also trailblazers, are also women that are dedicated to serving other women and men and people of our society. I mean, I'm so excited, and to be a student and get to go to the luncheon in June. I'm just so excited to meet other women that think alike, and other people that are also in this boat of serving justice and doing right for all people in media.
So I need to know, when you found out you were being honored, when you and your parents found out you were being awarded and honored by the Alliance for Women in Media Foundation for the Gracie Award Luncheon. I mean, what was that like? Walk me through that day.
It's so crazy because I was so stoked that I got selected for the View, because the way it was pitched, it was exactly that. We want to shed light, of course, to the great Barbara Walters, her legacy. She founded the View, and so I was stoked that I was somehow being included in her story as a future journalist, a woman of color. Like, I was okay with that, and that's what I actually thought the whole thing was about.
Right.
But you can see it in my face on the segment when I get handed that trophy. I'm just like, oh my God, this is what this all meant. This was the moment that, like, all of this was for. I mean, I was partly confused of why me, but then it started hitting me very quickly when Becky Brooks, the president of Alliance for Women in Media, is sitting right next to me, explaining the Gracies. I'm like, wait a minute, is this actually happening? Like, am I nominated? I was thinking, like, okay, so maybe I got a nomination. Winning was just, I mean, my face says it all, and my parents were just so happy, and we haven't stopped talking about it ever since.
Oh, I have goosebumps. So safe to say Dad's okay with you not going down the lawyer path?
Definitely. Both parents are rooting for me. They're in my corner. Yes.
That's amazing. So Fatima, explain to the viewers at home, because the Gracie's Gala is happening on May 23rd, and the luncheon where you're being honored in New York City is happening on June 20th. So tell the viewers a little bit about, the Gracie's Award Luncheon versus the Gracie's Gala, and how are you prepping for the big day?
Well, so the Alliance for Women in Media is a foundation that commemorates women in media. And so the gala happening in May is geared towards, raising money, and of course on the national level, just giving credit and props to women that serve the community in media. And so the luncheon that I'll be attending in the city is for students like me and other local awardees that will be accepting our awards and will be granted scholarships through the foundation. And I'm so excited. I don't even know what I'm gonna wear, but I have some time, and I just know that it's going to be a beautiful networking event, and it's just going to be a moment. I'm of course bringing my parents along as my plus twos, and it's going to be a big day, and I'm so excited. I'll get to finally hold the trophy with my name on it. I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness, the whole interview, I've just had chills for you and the biggest smile on my face, because what an honor, truly.
Thank you so much. And it's just been this whole 360 moment for me. And I said this to my parents when I was begging them, like, I think there's something special in this for me. I don't feel destined to be what you think, and like, this couldn't have been a bigger moment to prove that. And I have a long way to go. So this is just the beginning,
Just the beginning. But Fatima, at a young age, you faced a lot of adversity and many challenges. And to where you are now, many look at you as a leader and very inspiring for young women and young men. So, for someone watching this at home that hopes to be in your position one day, what's the advice that you could give them?
I would definitely advise that it's so important to be a self-advocate. It's so important to be your own hero. There have been so many times and spaces where I didn't correct people on how to say my name properly. I wasn't proud of being Pakistani. I wasn't proud of being Muslim. And over time, I just realized that I wasn't doing a service to myself for being the one of my kind in a room where I could take that as an opportunity to educate someone or just be my best self. And whenever I do get to be in spaces of big names and big people, I see it as a mirror, as a reflection of like, I'm meant to be here and I'm meant to do more and strive harder. So my biggest advice is correct people when they say your name wrong. It's okay to be where you come from. It's okay to have a story that's full of ups and downs. That's part of who we are, and that's what makes us so special and unique, and you have to use that.
Absolutely. So beautifully said. Now, last question here, but as a young journalism student, I want to know, what do you hope for in the future? Am I talking to the next Barbara Walters here?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Those are really big shoes to fill. I don't think so. I think I'm so honored that you get to speak with Fatima. I hope, Fatima can come out, and the world can hopefully, see more reporting of women that look like me. I truly mean that. I never saw myself on camera growing up. I really hope my story and my work into journalism, whether it be print, photography, radio, that's kind of the things I'm delving into right now in graduate school. And I'm just learning that this is just the beginning, and I don't know where I'll go, but I hope that the future is diverse, inclusive, and ready to change. We need to do better as journalists and as commentators and as people that form narratives. We really need to be careful of our audiences, and people have their own opinions too. So I just look forward to a more well-rounded media landscape.
Absolutely. And you know what? You are such a beautiful person on the inside, on the out. You're such an inspiring young lady. And us here at Sweety High, we love to shine light on young people making a difference like you. So thank you for your time. I'm truly honored, and congratulations on this year's Gracie's Award Luncheon. What a beautiful honor. And I'm so excited for you. June 20th can't come sooner.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fatima Moien. Thank you for your time. And again, major congratulations. And for those at home that want to follow you, keep up with you, where can they find you?
I'm everywhere at Fatima Moien. That's FATIMA_MOIEN. Thank you, Sienna.
Thank you guys. Go show her some love, and we will see you guys next video. Bye, everyone.